Hello BookTube. This is part 2 of going through all of my romance books on my old TV stand that I've turned into like a small bookcase. It's just here to the side. Um, Before we start, I did get some new books, some new romance, and I thought I'd show it right now because it's themed and all that. But I got some Barbara Cartland. I got another Barbara Cartland collection here. This is part 2. I think there was only 2 volumes. This is some collected novels of her. And I think these collection of novels came out in the 90s, but I think what publishing date this was. So, yeah, these were Cartland's books. She was released in the 90s. They pretty much read exactly the same as everything she's ever written. But I have this here. And then I also found this collection here, The Best of Barbara Cartland 2. This has The Proud Princess, The Magnificent Marriage, The Bored Bridger Room, The Kiss Moonlight, and The Devil in Love here. And this is from the 70s, so it's got some more 70s stuff. And you can see on the back she's right there too, all elegant. So I just thought I'd show these off too before we get to what I'm going to go through today, because this is going to be a big show off. It's a lot of books here. So pretty much today we're going to be doing the actual shelves on the TV stand, because last week was just like the stacks on top. But literally it's only going to be Georgette Heyer. We got the Bridgerton books here, and a lot of Tessa Dare because I love Tessa Dare so much. And so let's start. Let's do Heyer, because Heyer is literally one of my favorite authors ever. I love her to death, and I nearly have all of her romances. I think I'm missing like 4 or 5, but in the grand scheme of things, that's really not that much. But anyway, let's get started. So I have these in chronological order. I tempted, because why not? You get to see how she changes an author as you go that way. But I do have some of her murder mysteries too, and I also have some of her just general great historical novels. So let's start. We have her debut here, The Black Moth. Iconic. She wrote this as a teen, and you can't really tell because she was already a really developed writer by then. But we have The Black Moth. I'll put this back. And then we have another historical novel, Simon the Cold Heart here. I haven't read this one yet. It's in like a medieval historical book, and that's really all I know. But we love that too. And I'll tell you which ones I've read as we keep going here. We have that. Then we have the iconic I'll take these out as I go. We have the iconic These Old Shades, one of the most iconic Heyer romances out there. Iconic, we love it. Then we have one of my personal favorites, The Masquerades, of course. We have, this is going to be so long, Powder and Patch, of course, and Benevolent here. I don't think that's how you say it, but I said it like that. And then, who's next? We have, oh my god, I'm already forgetting what way I pulled these out. We have The Conqueror. Yeah, again, one of her great historical novels. And we have, iconically, Devil's Cub. We love Devil's Cub. Then we have The Convenient Marriage, one of Hayer's great romances. What's next? Oh my god, Regency Buck. Ooh, amazing. We have another personal favorite. I think it's a bit underrated because I don't see many people talk about this one, but it's The Talesman Ring. Very lovely. And then we have An Infamous Army. This is her doing Waterloo, Battle of Waterloo. We have Royal Escape. I recently found this one. Well, that's a book dropping. And then we have the iconic Corinthian, because that's amazing too. Then we have, I haven't read this one yet, The Spanish Bride. Oh my god, we're not even halfway through this. Then we have Pharaoh's Daughter. Iconic, this is another early great one. We have Friday's Child. Then we have The Reluctant Widow, again, one of her great novels, more famous ones. Then we have The Foundling. We love that one. Then we have, iconically, The Grand Sophie. I'm still waiting for Josh to read this one, but he'll get to it. Um, A Quiet Gentleman. This is a very old copy. You can't even see the spine of it anymore. But yeah, The Quiet Gentleman's iconic as well. Then we have Duplicate. Oh my god, I can't say it. Duplicate. Oh no, Death. We have called, I can't say this one, but we have that one. We have Spring Muslin, of course. Look at these old covers, they're so lovely. We have that. Then we have April Lady. Next, we have. Oh my god, we're still going. One of my favorite Heya, Sylvester, of course. Then we have Venetia, one of her greats, and The Unknown Ajax, which is really famous. So that was just shelf one, and it's I didn't plan these, so I have to literally move all these out the way. So here's a one pile of Heya, and I've been collecting Heya since I was a teen. Pretty much the way I found her was I worked at an op shop, like a secondhand store, and I became friends with this lady, and she read historical romance because I'd only known like your modern ones, like your Tessa Dares, your Julie Quinns, and like all of them, your Sarah Bennett's, and she's recommended Heya because she read Heya growing up, and she gave me a couple names, and I ebooked them, instantly fell in love, and was addicted, and I never looked back. But that's the second stack here, so I'll move these to the side. Then we have a couple more. We have Pistols for Two. We have the Nunsuch right here. Very famous, very lovely. We have False Color. I haven't read some of these because I've been a bit holding them off because I love Heya. I don't want to be done. Frederica, again, one of the more famous ones here. And this is towards the end of her career. Like, all these books here span 50 years of her career. Black Sheep. Then we have Cousin Kate. And I just love these covers. They're so gorgeous. And then we have Charity Girl. Lady of Quality. Very iconic. Then ending it off, because Lady of Quality was her last like historical romance book, and then we have My Lord John, which was set to be a 3-book trilogy, and like where was it? Yeah, it was during the Henry IV, his reign, and it was set to be a 3-part trilogy of, I think, his kids. I've mentioned it before, but it's been a while since I've read it, and she only finished the manuscript of the first book before she passed away, and literally, like the majority of authors, they leave their passion project to the very end, and yeah, she was a case of that because she never got to finish it, or even I don't think she even started the next 2 books. She only just finished the manuscript of My Lord John, but it is her last book, and I still think it's a bit lovely. It is a bit more historical based, like there's not much of a romance, and it's more of a coming of age, really. I think it doesn't have a good reputation because a lot of people expect Heya's romances and all that, but that book isn't really like that, and it kind of gets a bad rap. But I've always defended it because she spent so long researching this book, like, kid you not, like literally 20 years of her life went into researching that time period, and she didn't even get to finish the trilogy. But anyway, and then we have another Georgette Heya, but this is a hardcover, and I never see Heya hardcovers. And this is The Reluctant Widow. This is just a nice hardcover I found secondhand. If I lived in England, I would be poor because if I found all of the like just Heyas and hardcover is enough to literally make me weep, and so just having one's very lovely. So that's all of my Heya. That was a lot. And now let's start the Bridgerton books. I've showed these on my channel before, and again, this is probably one of the greatest like secondhand finds I've ever had in my life. Literally, I went because I had the last book in here in the series, and I had that in like this mass market edition, and I was like, oh, knowing me, I'm gonna have like a Mitch Match edition of like all of them. But literally, I went to an op shop near me, and they had the entire set in matching editions, and literally it's so nice together. And yeah, it's just lovely. And all of them, except the one I had, which was the last one, all of them have got like a laminated cover on them too, so they'll literally last longer. And yeah, I love Bridgerton. I think the middle books get a bit aren't my favorite, but it literally I never liked what one did I like? I know I didn't like To Sir Philip with Love and When He Was Wicked. I know those aren't like my favorites, but literally, It's in His Kiss and On the Way to the Wedding are so good and truly make up for a bit of a stumble for me. But here we have the Bridgerton books, and I've never seen the TV show. I only know them through the books because I don't watch TV that much. And then keeping up with Haya, I thought because I'm very funny, I would have a Barbara Cartland book next to Haya because this is Love is the Enemy. I read it years ago and I literally can't remember it because Cartland's a tad bit forgettable. But Haya and Cartland, very interesting the way they cross paths a lot really because they were writing during the same time period where they're pretty much the same age. I think Hale was like 1 year older than Cartland, but Cartland literally wrote for like 70, may as well be 80 years. Well, Hale got through 50, she died in her 70s, but Cartland kept writing till literally she was like nearly 100. And Cartland got accused by Hale of plagiarizing her novels, and which is she did. Like you read the novels that Hale calls out on Cartland on, and Cartland is just like lifting characters straight from Hale novels, like not even changing names, barely even not even changing anything. And Hale sent her what would it have been? It would have been like a cease and desist or whatever, or threatened legal action pretty much. And Cartland's being Cartland didn't say anything, but she never um refused to talk about Haya after that, and also just never mentioned her again. And because Haya is so private as a figure, they never even had much connection after that. But it is interesting that Haya was the one person that Cartland couldn't talk down to, and I found that really lovely because Cartland kind of does at certain points. Like you watch her interviews with Jackie Collins too, that's a bit rough, and also just when she refers to like all the other authors at the time as like, oh, young girls, like how she's so like better than everyone else. But in saying that, Hale won the war because um when you look now on Goodreads, Cartland, her most popular novel, doesn't even have 1,000 ratings for a woman that literally made over 600 books, well, probably even more than that, and literally is a billion selling author. And literally, what, she died 25 ish years ago, and she's not even in print anymore, I think. Where Haya isn't as popular as Cartland in her lifetime, but is still respected and read, even though Haya died in the 70s. And it's just very interesting to see how the parallels of their careers together. But I've always preferred Haya, obviously. Cartland was the poor man's Haya, in my opinion. But just as a writer and as a historian, just iconic. And then let's end this off with some Tessa Dare, because I love Tessa Dare. I've showed some Tessa Dare before in my last bookshelf, in my last romance, going through all of them. And this is my all my other Tessa Dares. I love Tessa. I read her, oh my god, maybe 19-ish when I was 19, and I just was addicted. I was so addicted to Tessa Dare. I was literally doing a book a day. I could not put her down. I think I literally got all through of it. Mainline historical romance books in literally 2 weeks. I was so addicted. I think the only ones I haven't done from her, at least in that pen name, is her first two series, like the Stud Club and all that. I haven't gotten to those yet because I've heard they're a bit hit and miss, but again, if I see them second hand, I'm gonna pick them up because I love them. I just love Tessa. When she drops a new book, I don't want to push her at all. She can take as long as she wants, but I will be buying that book as soon as it comes out because I need my fix of Tessa Dare. Now, we have here, we're going to do this. We're going to have Say Yes to the Marquez, of course, iconic. And I'll show you the step backs too. Look at that, iconic. Oh my god, I haven't read these in so long. We have Do You Want to Start a Scandal? we have one of my favorites, Romancing the Duke, of course. And it's got a spine there and a back. Oh, lovely. A Night to Remember here. This one doesn't have a step back. It's one of those fake ones. And that really upsets me because it deserves it. Then we have my favorite, Tessa Dare, When a Scot Ties a Knot. Iconic. You need to read A Scot Ties a Knot. It is so perfect. Same as A Week to Be Wicked. This is probably my second favorite, but for a long time, A Week to Be Wicked was my favorite Tessa Dare. But A Scot, I think, just slightly outdoes it. And then we have Any Duchess Will Do. Iconic modern romance books. Oh my god. And then we have A Lady of Midnight. And that is all of my Tessa Dare and all of my romance books that aren't like classics. And so yeah, let me know what you thought about these romance books in the comments below. Let me know what you think of Haya, what do you think of Cartland, Tessa, Julia Quinn, like all those girls. But yeah, thank you so much for watching BookTube, and I'll see you next time.